Hello and welcome back. It's Penny here from So Charming Quilt Shop, and we have a different project for you today. We have done multiple quilts with signatures on it, from wedding quilts to baby quilts to you name it, we've done it. Where if you go to a wedding and you get little squares of fabric and you want everybody to sign those fabrics and you put them into a quilt. Or same with a baby shower, or lots of different things, family reunions, things like that. But today's project is on that same line, but a little bit different. There is a local church here that loves their pastor and wanted to give them something special for Pastor Appreciation Week. And well, they've had some things going on and they just had a tough time lately. And this was a gift from the church to this pastor and his wife. And it is one of the sweetest things I have seen. And we get to help make it happen. So I'm excited about that. They came into us and got packs of the white charm pack squares, which is just a 5-inch square of fabric, and it's a whole stack of them. So they got those, and then they took them to the church and had the church members sign them. So they did that. Then we came and added, with the extra squares, the Fruit of the Spirit. So all of them are listed on a separate square, and we are going to work these into the quilt. And well, I want to show you how it's going to work. They have decided that this is the fabric they want for their sashing. This is the fabric that they chose. Purple is the wife's favorite color, and that's what we're doing. So this is the sashing. I've already got started so I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm taking one of these squares and then sashing it on the side. So I'll sew a 1/4-inch seam right sides together like this down this side. And then I'll iron it open, and I'll do that all the way down the rows. And so I've got the first 2 rows done, and that's what they look like. So they've got the signatures on them, and we're doing the Fruit of the Spirits. And well, that's what we're doing. We're going to take a sashing strip on the top and the bottom of each row, and we're just sewing them together. Just 1/4-inch seam all the way across. We've got 72 squares, so that means 8 across and 9 down. But what we're doing in the center of this is the pastor and his wife and the church name, and their favorite verse is going to go in the middle of this. Now, obviously, I can't post this until after Pastor Appreciation Week, so I'm making it now, and I will post it after Pastor Appreciation Week. I know they're going to be excited by this, and, well, we're excited getting to do it. So this is something very special for us, so let's get started. To start off with, I want to show you kind of how we map it out. So if I'm making a quilt like this, this is how I map it out. I draw my little quilt. I am not a drawer, so you can tell by this that I am not. But I know we're going to go 8 by 9. So pretend this is a pretty drawing. I'm going to take, let's see, 1, 2. They don't have to be even. 3, 4, because I know these squares are even, so I don't have to worry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's draw it a little bit wider over here. By 8. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across, and I'm going to need 9 down. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So now I've got it 8 across by 9 down. And I know that my middle squares is where they want the pastor and his wife's block with their favorite verse and the name of the church. So that's what's going to go there. Also, an important factor in this is the lady whose idea this was, the lady that initiated this project, she has since passed away, which is very sad. And she was a very sweet lady. They wanted to put her in here in a special place because it was her idea, and so she's going right here. So we know these blocks are accounted for. The rest of the blocks are going to be just signatures and the fruit of the Spirit. So we're going to have one fruit on each row, and we'll just disperse them around how we want. And in between each row, this right here will be a sashing. And this right here will be a sashing. So we know all those, we've got all those cut, we're good with that. So now we're just starting to sew. So I know I've got the first 3 rows done. So I've got 1, 2, 3 done. And then I'm gonna do one more, 4 rows, and then I'm gonna incorporate these in here. What I've done is I've got the sashing strip, I've sashed each block, a sashing strip, I've sashed each block, and now we're ready to do another one. I've got this 3rd row already done, and I'm gonna put it here. So what I'm doing is I'm flipping this right side together. I am pinning this like we do all of our rows. And then I'm taking this and I'm just lining this sash row up, rolling it up to the top. And then I'm doing that again. Line it up, roll it up, pin it. And I'm going to do that all the way down this row. Once I get to the end of this row, we will sew it together and we'll have 3 of our rows complete. And like I said, this can be done with anything, from a baby shower to a wedding to a family reunion to a high school reunion or a girls trip. Lots of different things. So now I've got it pinned. I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm just going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam down this row. Turn you over here so you can see it a little bit better. Keep it lined up. And I'm making sure that I do the fruit of the Spirit in the order that it is. So this is the 3rd row. We'll finish sewing it and then I'll show you the next step. So what I'm doing with this center is I've made strips that are the length of this side, and I'm going to stitch them on at a 1/4 inch down each side so that sashing is already on this center block. Turn it around and do this way the same way. And because this is 2 blocks high, whatever, however you say that, we've got this 2, 2. So I've made 3 blocks with the sashing in it, not on the edges. And I'm going to put 1 on this side, and then I've done it again, and right here, another 3 sets, and I'm going to stitch them on this side so that that middle section is done, and then we're back to just doing the regular blocks the way we did a minute ago. So let's keep going. I'm just sewing the sashing and the blocks together into rows of 9 long. sashing. Another block. I'm gonna keep going till I get to the last one, and then we'll do our sashing between the rows. Now I'm taking my rows and I'm adding my sashing to it. I've cut the 2.5 inch sashing strip the same length as the width of the fabric of the quilt. And then I've pinned it from the center to one side and then the center to the other side. And I'm just stitching it down at 1/4 inch. If you pin it from the center to the left and then the center to the right, then you won't have ripples in it like you would if you just started sewing it. So I'm going to sew these strips together, this sashing on it, and then I'm going to keep sewing the strips together. So here's what we have. I sewed the sashing down the sides and the top and the bottom. And this is the completed quilt top. Now we're going to get it to the long arm, quilt it, and then they will have an heirloom to keep forever to remember the church members, the Pastor Appreciation Day, and lots of other memories along the way. So let's get it on the long arm. Again, you can do this kind of quilt with a wedding. People come to your wedding, or a baby shower, or a reunion. It's lots of different reasons, but this is a pastor appreciation one, and I am sure they are going to appreciate it for years and years to come. So until next time, have a great one and happy quilting.